Are you writing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For another wilderness record? The reason I asked...
now we're getting into it.
You did 3 Something Corporate albums.
I've
you
heard,
did
I've
3...
heard this theory floating around lately.
3 Jack's Mannequin, and now you've done 3 wilderness records, so...
It's so funny, because I've had like all these people coming up to me on this tour and been like, I heard you're retiring, or I heard you're done. The short answer is, me without writing songs and releasing music and traveling is half of me. So I this is what I do. I have no like plans to like stop recording or not do another wilderness record. What I will say is like I definitely feel like I'm in a transition, not necessarily that I'm not going to do this project or whatever, but I think because there are these 3 records, and I think that all 3 sort of do they speak to each other, and they do create a sort of feeling of, at least at the moment, a feeling of completion and like, okay, what's next? It's put me in a position where I feel like I'm going home with this like fresh outlook and like, who knows what's next? I wouldn't say it's anything for anybody to be worried about.
Andrew McMahon inviting E.T. to soundcheck ahead of his Upside Down Flowers tour. And sitting down backstage to talk about his family and what's next with this tour over.
This has been amazing. It's been more work than I've ever put into it.
Wow.
Yeah. This is like 2 hours top to bottom. And so it's like I'm the guy who's like, let's go out tonight. And this tour has been like, I need to go
to bed. Yeah.
You know, like it will be bittersweet like when we pack it up, because I think as tough as it's been in that sense, like the connection has been really profound. It's been cool to be able to play so much new music and so much of the catalog in one spot, and seeing how all these songs interact and how these stories kind of, the past informs the present.
I did notice Punk Rock Princess is on there, and that's like going way back into the catalog.
Like I like doing Punk Rock Princess acoustic like a lot. I feel like it has like for me it's a little more emotionally connected that way. It's also just fun for the audience who hasn't really gotten to see us play some of those older songs that were like very young and just kind of simple rock, kind of supercharged moments, you know. It felt like a good time to resurrect it and put it in the set list. The chorus is obviously like a little bit campy, but I still sort of connect to the general sentiment of songs like that, you know.
Well, let's talk about your real life Punk Rock Princess, your wife, and of course your daughter. Do they come on the road with you?
They do, yeah.
They do. How has that been for them?
You should probably ask my wife that question. Cecilia loves it. I mean, it's getting harder. You know, when we started, it was like, you know, she was just this sort of nebulous orb that you would just roll around and she'd sleep when you needed her to sleep, etc. You know, now she's 5. She loves being with her friends, and so we try not to go more than 2 weeks is kind of the rule. So they've been out. Do
they have songs when they are here that they request of you? Do they have favorites?
The show is early enough that Cecilia can watch the first handful of songs.
Yeah.
It's more or less demanded that I play Rainy Girl.
Rainy girl, I can't wait to meet you.
Anything that references her, she's very pleased to hear, for sure.
It's crazy to me that she is 5 now. How has your life changed really in the past 5 years? Of balancing fatherhood and artistry and... It's
interesting. I think I was more nervous about how it would impact the professional side than I think it turned out I needed to be. In a weird way, like, if you think about it, Cecilia is the biggest song that I've ever released. I didn't realize that becoming a father would actually sort of light a fire to do my best work. You make your way home more often because you want to be there. And yeah, but I mean, a lot has changed. You know, I think they are a factor in my process now. And that became, I think, such a beautiful part of the story of Upside Down Flowers, was this idea of waking up with my girls and doing breakfast and doing you know, whatever I had to do to help, you know, get her off to school, and then sitting down and working on music. I'm a little more grounded, although I've had my, you know, I've had that fall away from time to time as well. But yeah, I just think I'm more focused.
He's doing something right. Upside Down Flowers has been a hit with fans, largely in part to the personal and nostalgic factor.
There's one song on there, Teenage Rock Stars, that has kind of really gotten a lot of people talking, excited, and very nostalgic. Have you heard from any of your former bandmates, their reaction to the song? What'd they say?
Yeah, I mean, I made sure that they were the first
to hear it.
I waited until the video got put together. I look at that song as like a total package with the video. Like that's a presentation of it that I love. And so yeah, I sent it out to the guys, and everybody was super cool. You know, I mean, I was a little nervous to send it, but I also feel like it feels very honest to me. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of judgment in that song.
I heard though that it took you a long time to actually write it.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I had tried throughout the course of the Jack's Mannequin years to write that song multiple times. You know,
How come it didn't work then?
I don't think I had enough perspective. You know, I think it always kind of felt a little one-dimensional or something. You know, I just don't think that I was able to sort of really pull the lens back far enough and go, this is what it was.
Now, Andrew says he's looking forward to writing with other artists and doing film and TV scoring work.
Does that mean a break?
No, I think it'll all be. I love this. She's like, this is
when are we getting
where
more
it gets
music?
real. I truthfully though, I wouldn't be surprised if there was more music. Like I'd go to Disneyland with my kid for her birthday, the day after this tour ends, and then I'm in the studio for 2 days as soon as I'm back.
Recording your new stuff.
Just writing and working on music.
What is inspiring you right now? I feel like there's this misconception that you have to be sad to write a good song for a lot of amazing songwriters like yourself.
Yeah.
But I think that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of like the mundane that explored the nuance of like a normal or simple life. You know what I mean? And it wasn't really about what how to blow your world up to see what it is to talk about that. You know, I've done that already a million times. You know, I think for me it's really more about putting myself in the position to be writing. Yeah.
What do you see for yourself in the next 5-10 years?
I mean, I've had that thought, like, no, that's not how it's going to be. And there have been a couple of points, like between Jack's and this project, I took time and did some different things, and I think that's what will be next. Like, I don't know that it'll be the same cycle. It's really hard for me to say. You know, like, I think in a dream world, I'd be able to sort of plant some flags in other areas of this business, as far as like being a songwriter who can contribute. When I I look at guys like a Randy Newman or something. You know, it's like I think there's something really remarkable about guys like David Foster or whatever. Like these guys who can write for themselves, but they can write for other people. And I'd like to see it move that direction, and then let the touring fall where it falls from there.